Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back. I sure am glad you're back here with us. Do you remember the last few weeks we talked about God being our protector, and we talked about God, about how God directs us? Well, today we're going to talk about how God helps us to get past obstacles. So we got an obstacle course here, and today's game is called Lion's Den Escape. So what we have a victim. A volunteer. And what he's going to do is he's going to have to come through our obstacle course, and we have Hope, who is going to be the voice and help him to get through. She's just going to use her voice. Now you can do this at home, so I hope you'll watch and see how it's played. All right, Hope, whenever you're ready.
All right, ready? Yeah. All right, go forward, go to the left a little bit. Left, back, back. Now, get on your feet and go in the middle, right there. You can feel it.
I feel it.
All
Do
right.
I have to jump from them?
No, just keep going.
Go forward, right, keep going. Right there. You got go forward.
Oh no, do I have to step in the floats?
Just step another girl around.
Yeah, step in.
Keep going forward. All right, stop. Now, pick one feet up. Keep going. All right, now go to
You're
the
not telling me.
Go to the right a little bit. Now, step up. Keep going. You're good.
Watch the chair.
Watch the chair.
Hey! They did it! Good job, Hope. Good job, Ian. That's just to remind us that if we listen to God, He will direct us where we need to go. And that God is always with us. He was with Daniel in the lion's den, and He'll be with you as well. All right, thank you, boys and girls. He loves you. We do too. Bye.
Today, we will see how God protects us in all situations, just like He protected Daniel in the lion's den. I have a few items here to help us understand this a little bit better. First, we're going to take this clear container as the lion's den where Daniel was thrown. Next, these lions will represent the lions that were in the den. And this is a small doll that will be our Daniel. Now, being in a den full of hungry lions sounds really scary, doesn't it? Daniel was in a very dangerous situation, but he trusted that God would protect him. Let's see what happens when we trust God to protect us. This blanket represents God's protection. Even though Daniel was surrounded by lions, God sent an angel to shut the mouths of the lions to keep Daniel safe. Just like Daniel was protected in the lion's den, we can trust God to protect us too. We might not face real lions, but we do face situations that can be scary or difficult. God promises to be with us and protect us no matter what. Think about a time when you felt scared or worried. Maybe it was starting a new school, going to the doctor, or facing a big storm. Just like Daniel trusted God to keep him safe, we can trust God to protect us in those scary moments. Let's pretend to wrap ourselves in a big warm blanket. This is like God wrapping His arms around us, keeping us safe and protected.
Over the last couple of weeks, we've learned that God is our helper and also that He's our provider. Today, we're going to learn how God is also our protector. And I have to tell you, the story today is another one of my favorites. We're going to look into the life of a man named Daniel. And Daniel is going to be put into a very, very dangerous situation. He's going to be thrown into a pit of lions. But here's the good news. God kept him safe. Let's see what happens.
God's story, Daniel and the lion's den. So part of God's story is about a man named Daniel, and it goes like this. Daniel was an Israelite who went to live in a place called Babylon. Israelites are a part of God's special family. And because they were in Babylon, they were expected to worship the gods of Babylon instead of the one true God. Even though Daniel was far away from home, God protected him, and he became a well-known man in Babylon. He was one of King Darius's most trusted rulers. King Darius appointed 120 rulers to watch over his kingdom, and Daniel was the best. So King Darius put him in charge of the whole kingdom. When the other rulers heard about King Darius's plan, they were jealous of Daniel and looked for ways to get him in trouble. But no matter how hard they tried, they couldn't find Daniel doing anything wrong. The jealous leaders knew Daniel would only worship God, so they decided to use that against him. So they went to King Darius and asked him to sign a law saying everyone should pray only to the king for the next 30 days. And anyone who disobeyed this law would be thrown into a den of lions. Kids, could you imagine spending the night with a bunch of lions? King Darius signed the law, but Daniel kept doing what he had always done. Like any other day, he went home, kneeled by his open window, and prayed to God. When the jealous rulers went to Daniel's room and saw him praying and asking for God's help, they went straight to King Darius to share what Daniel had done. Although King Darius wanted Daniel to stay safe, the king had no choice but to send him to the lion's den. And before Daniel was thrown to the hungry lions, King Darius said to him, "You always serve your God faithfully, so may he save you." Because the king was afraid for Daniel, he didn't eat or sleep that night. Then early the next morning, King Darius rushed to the lion's pit to check on him. As he neared the pit, the king shouted, "Daniel, you serve the living God. You always serve him faithfully. Was he able to save you from the lions?" Maybe King Darius didn't expect an answer, but he received one. Daniel replied, "My God sent his angel, and his angel shut the mouths of the lions. They haven't hurt me at all, because I haven't done anything wrong in God's sight. I've never done anything wrong to you either, Your Majesty." The king ordered the guards to lift Daniel from the pit. He was so happy Daniel was alive, he ordered all the people to respect the God of Israel. And those other rulers who got Daniel in trouble in the first place, King Darius ordered them to be sent to the lion's den. King Darius knew God protected Daniel because Daniel obeyed God, even when it seemed dangerous. And that's the story of Daniel. So, in case you missed it, here's the quick version. Daniel served the king. Daniel obeyed God. So, he was thrown to the lions. God protected Daniel. God protects those who obey him. And that's a part of God's story.
I told you, Daniel was in an extremely scary situation. But he trusted that God would protect him. Just like Daniel trusted in God to protect him from the lions, we can trust in God that he will keep us safe too. Have you ever felt scared and needed to trust that God was going to take care of you, that God was going to protect you in any situation? Maybe during something scary like a storm, or maybe something scary happening with your family. There's times that we are afraid, but we can trust that God's going to take care of us. God's already done something to protect us, something amazing already. He's protected us from the consequences of our sin. And he did that through what Jesus did for us when he died on the cross. See, Jesus came to save us by dying on the cross and rising again, and he gives us eternal life and the opportunity to have a relationship with God. He's already made a way for us to be protected. When we trust in Jesus, we are safe in God's loving hands.